The consequences of the Vietnam War. Firstly, let's start off with the military consequences. And by military consequences, I mean not really. These consequences are both the consequences that happened to the soldiers, who were consequently part of the military, and how the military power of the USA was affected. Firstly, many of the US soldiers became addicted to drugs. This is because it was really easy to get these drugs in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, the area they were fighting in. They took the drugs to deal with their stress. By the end of the war, 30% of the troops were addicted to heroin. Also, on the casualty side of things, 58,000 US troops died, and the US also had 350,000 casualties. A memorial was set up for the men and women lost in Vietnam. There were also 1 million to 2 million Vietnamese deaths. Anyway, the US troops that survived had it really hard. They were hated and unable to adjust to civilian life. Many of the soldiers also had PSD. Also, many of the soldiers had contracted cancer because they handled Agent Orange, the chemical weapon of chemical doom. All in all, the military was looked down upon. Furthermore, this war kind of scared the US, and after it, the US started intervening less militarily in third world countries. Now for the environmental consequences. The US said, "Let there be destruction," and so there was. The soldiers destroyed and damaged crops, which led to food shortages in Vietnam. They also destroyed the food too, which led to more food shortages in Vietnam. The streams and rivers were poisoned during the war, not only killing the animals inside, but also keeping the rivers poisoned for a long, long time. They also bombed 2 million acres of land. This led to many craters, mostly 30 feet in diameter. Not only were these craters infertile, meaning that the Vietnamese couldn't grow crops on them, they also caused draining problems because the craters took up the water like a fat kid takes pies. They were also filled with organisms of doom. And while they were at it, the USA also decided that they wanted to create more weapons that killed everything. Mostly napalm and Agent Orange. Oh, confound it all! With napalm, they burned almost everything, like forests and the animals living in the forests. Agent Orange also helped up with the destruction of the forests. The mounted acres of forest burnt and destroyed was about 5.4 million acres. The fires also killed the animals and plants living there, like I said before. This, of course, was bad because Vietnam lost a lot of forest. 5.4 million acres is a really, really big amount of forest. And possibly the most destructive forest was the Roman plow, which in description is a 20-ton tractor with an 11-foot 2.5 blade. It looks like this. However, this is how I view it. A 20-ton tractor of mass destruction, outfitted with an 11-foot sword that is used to kill everything, like forests. I imagine this is what Transformers used to look like. These Roman plows also caused soil erosion.